That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
You know, I completely saw this coming. The complete downfall of DogPack has been the most entertaining thing to watch in a long goddamn time. I had never once seen someone propped it up as this like amazing person for going after someone, and then to just ultimately be completely shit on by the entire internet for being a complete fraud in everything that they've done up until this point. But hey, that just happens to the best of us. No one could have ever seen this one coming. I'm totally lying on my ass, but hey, there's already been really great coverage on that guy and all of his lies and bullshit. Obviously, the Soggy Cereal comes to mind, and there are obviously some other people that have covered him, but I'm only here to talk about one thing when it comes to DogPack's involvement with the Mr. Beast story, and that's Rosanna Pansino's Mr. Beast group chat video, because there were just some very outrageous points that are made against Mr. Beast here that are very contradictory, especially when it comes to someone like Rosanna. Like, I don't know, you'll see when I get to all the points, but yeah, let's just get right into the fucking video. This thing is just complete ass.
Oh no, that's a ton of pussy symbols. One thing that really bothers me is when you look at the dates of these chats, this is when Jimmy was already mainstream. This is when his videos are getting millions of views. He's claiming to be like really family friendly. He's working with a lot of creators like myself who have family friendly brands. And so just reading through these chats are happening at the same time.
You know, it always amazed me how completely uncharitable this woman could get against Mr. Beast, because she literally already admits it to herself in the video. She says that all these conversations are happening in private. Like, sure, Mr. Beast is edgy, but what, would you rather him be edgy in his family-friendly videos? Like, no, you wouldn't want that. So why the hell are you over here trying to criticize him for being edgy in private? Like, if anything, that's where I would want him to be edgy, is in private. I wouldn't want him to do that shit in his child-friendly fucking videos for kids to see all that. Like, what? That's so like contradictory to the main point that you're trying to say. So it's kind of funny that you talk about like, oh, kid-friendly, all that stuff, when you literally mentioned fucking Wiki Feet earlier in the goddamn video. Like,
it's John Smith linking Jimmy Donaldson's Wiki Feet and then saying, my feet are a 4.8 out of 5.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Mine are a 5 out of 5.
Oh.
Don't want to brag, but that's embarrassing. So in these...
that was like before anything happened, and you're like bringing up all this like CP stuff to your kid-friendly YouTube channel, where I know for a fact a bunch of kids watch your channel, so why the hell are you bringing this up your channel instead of, I don't know, on DogPack's channel, like, you know, the guy that's literally supposed to be posting all this stuff? I think it's because Rosanna is a very malicious person, and she really wants to be seen as the one to take down Mr. Beast, when in all reality, she's just butthurt that she was cut out of a Mr. Beast video. And I think it's very easy to tell that.
Message from Jimmy himself. This is a meme of a fake video saying I filled my brother's house with cum and bought him a new one.
Oh, gross. Hey, at least we're not talking about children for once, but I think maybe if you know you have a child audience and you're being invited to like the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards because of your large child audience, maybe knowing that this kind of stuff is not appropriate and gross.
My issue with this is that an anonymous Mr. Beast employee told Soggy Cereal that I was being creepy because I suggested a video for breast cancer awareness and buying 1,000 boobs. Like, maybe that's the most practical way to phrase it. You know, it's a little clickbaity around, like, the actual video is supposed to be paying for vasectomies and cosmetic surgeries for breast cancer.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. They're calling you creepy because of that?
Well, in Soggy Cereal's video, it shows a message from an anonymous employee saying that stuff that creeps out coworkers.
Okay, heavily disagree.
Well, isn't that just fucking ironic as all hell? So when it comes to, you know, DogPack having allegations against him of, I guess, being creepy in the workplace, oh, you give him all the charitability in the world. But when it comes to, I don't know, Mr. Beast having allegations against him, that's when you're like, oh no, he definitely didn't. He must have done that. Yeah, well, what a great, like, unbiased source you are, fucking Rosanna. Also, you know, regarding this claim in and of itself, Soggy already responded to it himself in his video, so I'm just gonna show a clip from that.
All this, DogPack dares to try and invalidate my past accusations that his video IDs he came up with while working at Mr. Beast were weirding and creeping employees out.
Suggested a video for breast cancer awareness and buying 1,000 boobs. Maybe that's the most practical way to phrase it. You know, it's a little clickbaity around, like, the actual video is supposed to be paying for vasectomies and cosmetic surgeries for breast cancer.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
With a thumbnail and title like these? Oh wait, if this wasn't supposed to be creepy or weird, then why did you make sure to blur the title and thumbnail when showing it on screen? Don't be shy, I still got the sharp version. Oh, was it because the 4 objectified headless pairs of boobs with the Mr. Beast clickbait face in the title, I bought 1,000 boobs, wasn't in line with your, I know, the weird creep agenda you were trying to push? Yeah, this, it's about cancer awareness message seems more like you realizing your manager didn't think that joke objectifying women was funny, and you then desperately trying to save your own skin by, you know, using cancer.
It's just crazy to me that with all of this, you know, extra added on context into what exactly Soggy Cereal was talking about, it really just shows how malicious and vindictive both Rosanna and DogPack are. But honestly, if you're watching this video, you already knew that, but hey, let's just move on to the next thing, shall we?
David Tyson's behavior.
The proof that Jimmy knew about Tyson's behavior is right here. I like that you softened it with Bob.
The world that there was more active party.
No, that sounds like it's
It's like a sexual porn you watch with each other or something. I don't know. We have to watch these videos.
like, no teaching, some of that fun stuff. I feel like this is crazy. You do this cool stuff. My child being next week. Well, right? No. Oh, age play, role play. Then I can do that. Just like, talk about it. Oh, she's done something. Trustworthy professional work chat happening here. It's a little kid. I'm in class right now and you made me do naughty where he's like 5. Oh.
What's going on is that Ava has access to so many children through Mr. Beast's Discord, which is posting about children referencing sexually explicit topics.
Right. It's just really dangerous because the majority of viewers, I feel like, on YouTube are whoever he's working with, who's in his orbit, that also has access to a ton of these kids. You have to be really thoughtful about people that you work with and have in your inner circle because they're also representing you and your brand. And he definitely knew. I mean, this is.
God, Jesus, what is like all this grandstanding bullshit? Like, just because of some memes that Ava sent, he was supposed to know that he was eventually gonna become this fucking creep pedo? Like, I certainly don't fucking think so, and none of what you sent makes me believe that he should have 100% known that Ava was gonna be a fucking creep. And honestly, like, it's kind of funny that you bring that up when there is this certain video by a certain Paige Christie talking about your associations and all the people that, you know, you seem to hang out with. I'm just gonna show that on the screen and link it down below. Fuck you.
If you're in videos and you're 16, still a minor. Here's one of those videos.
I need you to make this 10 times harder.
How hard do you want it, Jimmy?
Hard.
So again, Mr. Beast's crew making sexual jokes with minors, normalizing adults talking to children in a sexual manner.
Okay.
Let's do something.
Yeah, that's the video. The 50 days level. They're writing a video. They're making jokes with like 16. That's not appropriate. You wrestle and touch me. I'll get it purposely. And when your foot nudges it slightly, I'll act coy and shy away. He'll tease me and ridicule my small, teeny voice. And afterwards, I'll masturbate furiously to those as they fond memories. How the hell could Jimmy say he doesn't know about his best friend? But he's posting this in the shower. He's actively a part of it. This is just a small snapshot of a company chat. I think there's other company chats that I gave you on. And this is a small amount. Like, this is just a little small amount of time. I couldn't imagine.
God, that was completely fucking awful to get through, but hey, now that we're done with that, I want to quickly divert our attention to something that I'm pretty sure most of the people that have been following this story have been wondering where it was, the alleged CP that was in this video. I didn't bring that part up because I'm going to talk about it right now, because I just wanted to show how much of a freak that this guy DogPack is in regards of that specific situation. So DogPack had said in a deleted by the way, community post that he had got CP in these group chats and that he was going to download them and censor them. But obviously when this video came out, everyone had a problem with that because they were like, whoa, wait a minute, that's CP, you can't just be downloading that and looking over it. So he gave about 3 different explanations as to what exactly he did with this, which all result into him pretty much saying, yeah, I downloaded that shit, which is honestly insane to me how we could go from you trying to expose Mr. Beast for having CP in his group chats to you ultimately admitting that you had CP in your possession. Luckily, by the way, this wasn't actual CP. Ivanka Trump was, 18 years old at the time of that modeling picture. I don't know, that situation was crazy, but there is one last thing to this video I wanted to bring up. Where Nicholas Zerio pretty much fired up a reaction stream to this video and showed some pretty shocking evidence to show how these group chats were owned by Mr. Beast and the fact that it wasn't actually a work group chat. Rosanna Pansino was in the goddamn live chat fucking going full on schizophrenic mode. It was just insane. It was really funny to see because I was like honestly in there at the time watching this shit. I couldn't even believe it myself when I saw this, and I don't know, Rosanna, this looks like a really bad look for someone who's really child friendly, as you might say. But yeah, on to the next thing, which is just so happens to be TikTok coverage of Mr. Beast. And yeah, I think you can already guess how terrible that is.
Mr. Beast is a PDF file and a scammer. Just a couple days ago, his entire group chat got leaked and there's CP heinous things in that group chat, and not only that, it got turned over to the FBI. The FBI is looking through this man's group chat. That's like every guy's #1 fucking fear right there. But his group chat was on fucking Telegram. Of all places to go, you choose Telegram. That shows me nothing fucking good was going on there. Nothing good happens on Telegram anyway. So if your work group chat is on Telegram, fuck that. Nothing good's happening on there.
God, fucking already off rip, this video is just wrong, saying that Mr. Beast was the PDF file, and obviously they're talking about the Ivanka Trump alleged CP, which it wasn't, and it wasn't even him who sent that shit, it was fucking Ava, so I don't know where the fuck he's getting that shit from. And this video was just funny to me because this video was posted on on the 31st of October, and DogPack's correction to the CP story was posted on the goddamn 28th. So that means this guy didn't even fucking go and check if these allegations were even true anymore. He just fucking talked about this shit without even knowing if it was fucking true. That's just fucking outrageous, and he does this shit again in his next goddamn video.
The investigation on Mr. Beast has finally came to a close, and he's spoken on all of the allegations against him. Number one, this motherfucker hired a law firm to investigate himself. Off rip, I feel like that's all I fucking need to know. Why is he investigating himself? There's no way this motherfucker's about to pay money to an investigator to find pedophilic and all sorts of bad claims about him. Off rip, I feel like that's all we fucking need to know.
And honestly, that's all I need to know from you, because you had already debunked yourself in the first couple minutes of your goddamn TikTok. You said that he hired a third-party investigation to investigate himself. That means that someone else was investigating him, not Mr. Beast. Unless you can somehow prove that Mr. Beast owns that law firm that he's using to investigate him, it literally isn't him. And Mr. Beast literally talked about it in his interview, which, to be fair, he wouldn't know about because his interview came out like months before his TikTok. But in the interview, he literally talks about how they did find wrongdoing in the company. So what the fuck are you talking about?
A lot of people are saying, oh, of course, Jimmy did an internal investigation, found himself, they didn't find any wrongdoing, which is also not true, which I assume we'll go into that more later. They did find some wrongdoing, just not in regards to like the serious Ava allegation. So that's a, false truth. And then on top of that, it wasn't an internal investigation.
Yeah, I don't know. The casual just spreading of misinformation just kind of pisses me off. And the fact that after this specific TikTok, this guy literally never made another goddamn video on Mr. Beast ever again, and literally the only Mr. Beast related video he has made was literally just him trying Lunchly. So what the fuck, you like in my head, like, you can't just fucking report on a story and then not like either give an update afterwards, like proving that like what you pretty much said was wrong, you know what I mean? And then like you in your first video just not accurately reporting this shit at all, just like really shows how, I wouldn't say malicious, but really shows how dishonest you are and how bad you are at doing your fucking job. But honestly, now moving on from this guy, because that was just like a small thing I wanted to bring up before we got on to the thing I was actually most excited to talk about, Jake Weddle. Yes, this fucking guy. So let me tell the story of what pretty much happened to make me want to talk about this unfunny comedian, failed comedian, etc, etc. So pretty much this small channel, Hellbent, had posted a video of them pretty much subscribing to Jake Weddle's Patreon to just, I don't know, see what he was up to pretty much, and had recorded a Discord call in his Patreon only Discord where he pretty much said something that I really wanted to talk about, and here that is.
Dawson and Rosanna told that they downloaded it to censor it and reverse search it, and then they're so lucky that it wasn't CP, because otherwise they would have committed a crime.
Oh, I mean, I couldn't disagree with you more. I mean, that would implicate the FBI as well as like, oh, you guys watch CP? Yeah, well, I do think there's a huge difference between people trying to stop pedophiles versus people who are being pedophiles.
There's a difference.
Yeah, but
between downloading all of the logs and not knowing that's in there, and specifically going out to get that picture and then send it to someone thinking.
Yeah, but Dawson like specifically then got that image from the logs to censor it and reverse image search, believing at the time that that was CP. And the difference between him and FBI is that one is the authority that is obligated
and that's why
to handle
it's also reported to the authorities, and it was reported to the authorities long before Rosanna even said that she was reporting it to the authorities. Rosanna's been working with the FBI for quite some time.
Yeah, the point is that they should have reported it and left it there and downloaded it, censored it, reverse image search it, etc. That's just
everything that Rosanna's been doing has had the stamp of approval behind the scenes from the FBI.
Wait a goddamn minute. Cut that shit off right there. You mean to tell me that Rosanna Pantino went to the FBI, showed them what they thought was CP, and the FBI just so happened to tell them, yeah, you can put that in your thumbnail, you can just show that all over the place. You know what, have your buddy DogPack download that shit so he can censor it for your YouTube video. Yeah, that's a whole lot of horse shit.
Has been all over the place in terms of the breadth of allegations, because you kind of go from like, oh, illegal lottery to sexual assault, hiring a sex offender, and then like unsafe environment, and then you go back to like counterfeit t-shirts. It's just, like how, let's say like if you're reporting a crime to the police.
There's a lot to be addressed.
No, I get it,
to go over.
My point is, like if you are in a crime, right, and you're telling the police a story, and you say like, oh yeah, so this guy came in, and he stabbed the shopkeeper, and then he stole my bike. do you think they're gonna care about your fucking bike? Like, they'll be like, why are you even mentioning that? We need to like solve another. You know what I mean? Because like when you
Yeah, see, here's the thing. They're all bad. They're all
they're all bad. I agree. And I think
when you go to court, you get convicted for all of the
proper
things.
authorities have been addressed in the proper, like all the videos that have been coming out have had the cosign of the authorities behind the scenes, and we have been working with the authorities behind the scenes the entire time. So when people come out and say, oh well, they reported on this in a way that was marginally not as successful as they could have. Like, sure, I agree. We're not like the most well-trained investigative journalists. We're just YouTubers trying to shed light on stuff. And the proper authorities have been aware and acknowledged and reported to and working with. So when people come out and say, oh well, I don't know, it's like we have to make sure we're not making any missteps.
You know what? That's just very funny to say. Oh, we're making sure that we don't have any missteps when this entire goddamn investigation has been full of missteps. The literal 1 hour long soggy cereal video literally just proves that. Also, the fact that like literally after this video came out, this is the aftermath. DogPack's fucking girlfriend kind of went into Hellbent's comment section and just literally fucking threatened this person with goddamn legal action. Like straight up said, oh, this is illegal, you will be hearing from our attorneys. And honestly, that's fucking insane and very hypocritical, because I bet you when the Jake Weddle interview came out and Mr. Beast was just like, oh no, we're gonna sue you for that, we're suing you for that, for like misinformation and bullshit like that. I bet you these fucking people would have been crying goddamn victim the entire fucking time. This is such bullshit. And honestly, fucking Jake Weddle's girlfriend over here talking about like finances and shit, when this is literally your boyfriend when he was given money from Mr. Beast.
And streaming soon, but I did use some of that blood money to invest in my production, so I now have the ability to stream. Thanks, Jimmy. And all that money is gonna go to stuff I have to pay to live because I live in the best country in the world, Invest in my production, so. Counter offer, 50. You just give me 50. That's gonna cover all my debts, some medical bills that I have taxes on the back burner from last year because I'm freelance, and that'll get me back to zero. Invest in my production, so this 50K is, I swear to God, gonna get me back to zero. Maybe not even. It might not even be enough to cover all my debts. This money, is this $50,000? Well, first of all, you're going to tax it, so let's say it's more like $30,000. I still have, student loans, so I also got a little bit of change, but the other consistent point I was making was when you have no money, it's not a choice, is it? So, I need that money. I don't want you guys to think that that's going to change how I feel. I did use some of that blood money to invest in my production, so I want my audience to trust me here. I want to remain credible.